The Hydroponic Farmers Federation Growers Meeting recently assembled in Maryborough, Victoria at the home of Alma Hydroponics. Run by farmer Ian Mortlock and his wife Wendy, Alma Hydroponics is an enterprise 10 years in the making and an exemplary hands-on hydroponics operation. A 2-hour drive from Melbourne, Maryborough prides itself on being the heart of Victoria and the goldfields. Where the economy of the past once relied on prospectors searching for gold, it is now the efforts of the agricultural community that keep the town alive. While Maryborough is still renowned for its alluvial gold, it is really the dry land and irrigation cropping, the farming of the tomatoes and olives, various wine-growing ventures, and the breeding of cattle and sheep that put this town on the map. And it is Ian and Wendy Mortlock of Alma Hydroponics who are at the forefront of this agricultural movement. Ian is no stranger to working closely with family on the farm. Prior to Alma Hydroponics, he worked on a broadacre farm alongside his 2 brothers. It was here they farmed primarily wheat and other grains, as well as the sheep and cattle on the property. 10 years ago, Ian and Wendy made the decision to shift 10 kilometres from their previous location in search for better water. Initially starting with a 1,500 square metre setup, it was not until 2004 when they expanded to the 3,800 Croft polythene multispan that is still in use today. This initial expansion went as planned and with no major problems. Here, they successfully grow between 25 and 28 kilograms to a square metre across all varieties of truss and cherry tomatoes. The tomatoes are grown using a coir in a gutter system. Specifically, Alma Hydroponics farms the Syngenta Mona Lisa baby Roma cherry, the Kumatu grape cherry, in addition to approximately 300 square metres of Rick Swan's Lavanzo, a bigger tomato. Up until this year, Ian and Wendy were also growing the Conchita tomato. In the past, however, he finds the break from grafting in the technical process a refreshing one. He reasons that the choice to grow your own seeds is a risky one, assuming total financial responsibility is a big gamble. The distribution for Alma Hydroponics is handled by Moratus, following a buyout of Ian's previous distributor. From Alba and Maryborough, produce is sent to Shepparton, where Moratus packs and ships the tomatoes out to wholesalers, including retail supermarket chains and independent fruit markets all across the nation. Over the past 18 months, Alma has been adjusting to the transfer from waste oil to coal briquettes for heating the greenhouse. Initially, this change was brought about due to the difficulty of finding appropriate and viable sump oil at a reasonable cost. While the cost of briquettes has risen, the overall result from both a financial and practical viewpoint is marginally better. Frustratingly, 2 years after their initial move, Wendy and Ian faced some problems. As the nationwide drought intensified, water restrictions began to be implemented throughout the state of Victoria. Naturally, this was a problem affecting all farmers. Ian comments that throughout this period, and even currently, the Water Board has been quite supportive in that they have so far refrained from placing any further restrictions on the body of water allocated to Alma. However, the situation is still testing. To compound Alma's problems, the water quality in Maryborough is not fantastic. Water in this region contains high salt levels and must be desalinated before use in the greenhouse. Since 2008, Central Highlands Water has been disinfecting the drinking water of Maryborough and its surrounding rural towns. Even the local golf club has struggled with salinity issues on its greens. To achieve desalination, Alma Hydroponics uses a reverse osmosis water purification system. Alma Hydroponics already has quite an impressive setup, and it was interesting to ask Ian whether he would entertain an upgrade in the near future. An expansion is something he has considered and is eager to implement, but whether his ambition will come to fruition is really dependent on the current water restrictions. If the Stage 4 water restrictions were set to continue in Maryborough indefinitely, it may just prove too difficult to achieve. Despite these obstacles, upgrading his current greenhouses seemingly sits at the back of Ian's mind. Recent upgrades include changing the climate control system to a Preva Integra environmental controller, while the current Fertigator fertilization system can already support an expansion of up to 8,000 square meters. If this upgrade were to take place, only small modifications would be required to help Alma adjust to the bigger site. While Ian says he was at first apprehensive to have the Hydroponic Farmers Federation on his doorstep, it gave him a good opportunity to clean the place up. Many of those who attended the meeting were impressed with what they saw. From individuals completing traineeships in the industry to those who were looking for a change in their farming routines, and even a few looking for inspiration to start out on their own hydroponic adventure, the feedback was all positive. People seemed to be looking for a guarantee that they would be investing time and money into tangible results, and at Alma Hydroponics, it seems that many found what they were seeking.